Baseman bats ninth, and they'll face Tyler Thomas.
And Tyler Thomas is a freshman left-hander, 6'1", 170-pounder from Keller, Texas. On the year for Thomas, this will be appearance number 9 and his 7th start. No wins, 2 losses, but as you mentioned in the pregame, a sparkling ERA of 2.81. So the guy has not had a lot of support behind him. 25 and 2/3 innings, 17 hits, 11 runs, only 8 earned runs, 23 strikeouts. But here's the problem. So sometimes it's been self-inflicted. 25 walks to 23 strikeouts is absolutely horrible as far as the strikeout to walk ratio. He has 4 wild pitches. He's hit 4 batters. So if he's a little bit wild in this cold air, Tigers need to take advantage of it early in this game.
So again, it'll be Williams, Cinnamon, and Webb due up.
Tigers trying to do something they have not done since the first series of the season, and that's win a weekend series. Now, they won earlier this week against Arkansas State in the home and home, but as far as 3-game series are concerned, they knocked off in the opening weekend Western Kentucky way back on February 17th, and then a doubleheader on the 18th. Tigers took 2 of 3. They have not won a 3-game series since.
Around the league today, Cincinnati leading UCF 7-6, bottom of the 8th. South Florida leading at 7th ranked East Carolina 4-3. They're in a delay in the 7th. Bottom of the 3rd, Houston trailing at Tulane 1-0. They're playing game 1 of a doubleheader. Here we go. First pitch on the way from Thomas will be a strike on the outside of Carlos Williams. Williams comes into the ball game at 296, no homers and 5 driven in on the season.
He's had a great series, 4 for 9 for Carlos.
0-1, batting 143 in the leadoff spot, but this is just the 2nd day in a row, and he did a pretty good job yesterday. So if he repeats that, that average will come up.
2 for 4, 2 runs scored, and an RBI in yesterday's 7-2 win.
1-1, slider down and in, but a called strike 1-2 on Carlos. Decent little crowd despite the weather. 1-2. The left-hander winds and deals. Goes after one down and away, strikes out, and there's 1 out.
72-mile-per-hour pitch on that one. He kept it off speed against Carlos, and Carlos way out in front of that one for the first out of the inning for the Tigers.
Cale Henneman, the junior third baseman, 276, no homers. He's driven in 11 this year.
We mentioned the proposal from Colton Neal, his girlfriend saying yes before the game, but once again, Colton will miss the contest 2 games in a row as he tweaked that knee on Friday.
Healthy enough to get down on the knee, though. That was good. Didn't have to
it was the other knee,
do
right?
The awkward stand-up proposal. There's a strike called in the outer half. 0-1. Henneman this year, 6 doubles, 2 triples, 17 walks, only 15 strikeouts. Left-hander comes to the plate. There's strike 2. Like Jimmy Mike's strike zone already for both teams. He's calling it like it feels 35 degrees.
So far, Thomas is fighting that strike zone. I mentioned the strikeout to walk ratio, which is not good.
Bounced that in front of the plate yesterday. Of course, had kind of a pinched-in strike zone on the ins and outs yesterday.
Yes.
So anything's going to look pretty big early this afternoon.
Well, everybody, and that includes the umpiring crew, would love a quick, clean game today.
1-2 in the dirt again. Those 2 waste pitches are a little rough, both in the dirt, well out in front of the plate.
68 miles per hour. Man, he's thrown slow, slower, and slowest so far. That one at 68.
2-2. Comes at him, and there's a base hit into right field. So Henneman a 1-out single to right.
Cal's second hit in the series.
Tigers have a runner aboard here for Webb and Trella, as long as they can stay out of a double play.
See what he did there, Jeff? He timed it perfectly, held back on that off-speed pitch. He got it at 2-2, and he just had a nice, quick, short, compact swing and drilled it into right field. Good job by Cale Henneman.
Tyler Webb back at the 319 after a nice day yesterday. 1 homer, 18 driven in, a 302 hitter with the runners on base.
Huge second game of the series for Tyler Webb. Met his parents after the game in from Texas to watch their son.
They'll look over now to the plate, down in the dirt. Langoliers turns the mid-over.
Henneman's 2 for 3 in stolen base attempts. Again, we talked about this yesterday. The Tigers only 16 successful stolen base attempts out of 31. They're not a big running team, but you would think from a guy who's throwing a lot of off-speed pitches, that's an opportunity to run.
There's a strike down the middle, now 1-1.
The rare fastball from Thomas. The problem is you have Langoliers behind the plate, and he has a Johnny Bench type arm.
Yeah. They look for two up the middle. The 1-1 now coming up. Popped him up right side. That'll be Thomas at first base in foul territory. Just in front of the track. There's two away. So Webb pops up to first. There's two out. Here's Alec Trullo, the Tiger shortstop. Trullo, 215, 3 homers, 25 driven in. Just a 150 hitter at 2 outs in an inning, though. 4, 5, and 6, Thomas Langoliers and Downey do up for the Bears at the top half of the second inning. Hanneman takes his lead over at first after a 1-out single. 2 away now in the bottom of the first. There's no score. Baylor and Memphis game 3 of the 3-game series. Comes in, pops him up behind home plate. That'll get out of play.
From the waist up, the Baylor Bears uniforms looking like a combination the Oakland A's would wear. Yesterday they looked exactly like the Oakland A's. The problem is today, from the waist down, you have those charcoal pants, which you don't usually see.
Yeah, not a big charcoal guy.
No.
I like the regular grays.
Neither am I.
0-1 swing and a miss. And I'll be frank, I don't mind the uniform. I like them all right. The neat little kind of alternate combo. I guarantee you they look much better on a sunny day than they do a cloudy day.
Those colors pop out at you
Yeah.
on a nice sunny day, no question.
0-2. Now from Thomas. Here comes the pitch, and he goes after a high fastball, fouls it off, stays alive.
Yeah, and he barely got a piece of that because even though it was only 87, it probably felt more like a 93, 94 mile per hour fastball with how slow the breaking pitches were on the previous 2 offerings.
Wind has shifted. It was coming in from straight left, but it will shift out a little bit toward right, and they may have a rundown. They'll throw to first now, up to short, and they're going to have Henneman on a 1-3-6 to end the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, nobody left on base. We go to the second inning from FedEx Park, and there is no score. We're back in a minute on the University of Memphis Radio.